All right, let's talk about wealth, but maybe not in the way you're used to. We're going to explore a path to wealth that, well, it doesn't start in a bank. It starts right up here, in your mind. So let's get into it.
And this quote, this really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. The idea that all the wealth out there in the world, it doesn't really matter if you haven't built the foundation for it inside first. It's all about that internal perspective.
Okay, so what is this wealth mindset we're talking about? You can think of it like a complete shift in how you see things. It's about changing your default setting, moving away from fear, from thinking I can't, and stepping into a world of possibility, of asking, what if?
So to really get a handle on this, let's start with our first big idea, the mirror of your beliefs. And it's exactly what it sounds like. The idea here is that your financial situation right now, it's a reflection. It's mirroring back the deep down beliefs you hold about money, even the ones you don't know you have.
I mean, just think about it for a second. When you were a kid, right, you heard things, you saw how your family handled money, how culture talked about it, and all those little messages, they basically became these invisible scripts that run in the background, guiding your choices without you even noticing.
So that brings us to a really important question, one I want you to actually think about. What stories about money did you learn growing up? What were those little phrases you always heard? Because just seeing them, just becoming aware, that's step one. That's the whole game right there. Take a look at these. Do any of them ring a bell? Money doesn't grow on trees? Oh yeah, heard that one a lot. These are what you might call scarcity stories. And the tricky thing is, they feel so true, don't they? We've heard them a million times. But man, do they put a ceiling on what we think we can achieve.
But look at the difference a simple reframe makes. I can't make enough to save, that's a dead end, right? The conversation's over. But asking, how might I begin to save? Suddenly, it's an open door. It's a puzzle to solve. This tiny shift in language takes you from being a victim of your circumstances to being the one in charge, looking for solutions.
And here's the key takeaway for this whole section. The point isn't to beat yourself up or try to fix everything overnight. Nope, the real work, the first step, is just awareness. Just seeing those beliefs for what they are, without any judgment. That's where it all starts.
Okay, so we've looked in the mirror. Now let's head out to the garden. If your beliefs are the seeds you're planting, then your habits, well, that's the day in, day out work of tending that garden. Beliefs might change your perception, sure, but it's your habits that actually shape your reality.
And we don't need to overcomplicate this. The real power is in just a few core habits. And look, these aren't some secret, revolutionary ideas. They're foundational. You've got to track where your money goes, you have to save consistently, make it automatic, and you have to be deliberate about learning. Simple, but so powerful.
And this right here, this is the whole philosophy. It's not about that one lottery win, that one big dramatic move. No way. The real magic is in the small stuff, the things you do again and again and again. It's those little actions that compound over time and create massive change.
And you can see how this creates this amazing reinforcing cycle. It's a feedback loop. Your new positive beliefs make it easier to start good habits. Those habits get you some small wins. Maybe you save your first $100. And that win, it proves to your brain, hey, I can do this, which strengthens your belief, and the whole cycle just gets stronger and stronger.
So if we go back to our garden, it's like this. Every single deliberate choice you make, putting that $20 into savings instead of spending it, that's like tending to your garden, nurturing a seed. But every time you act on a whim or ignore your plan, you're basically letting the weeds grow. And we all know what happens when weeds take over.
All right, so you're working on your beliefs, you're building the habits. But where are you going? You need a destination, right? A direction. That's where our third idea comes in, the horizon of possibility. This is all about having a vision that gives all that hard work, all those daily habits, a real purpose.
And think about this for a second. This is a big one. What if you made your financial decisions not from a place of fear, oh no, what if I lose it all, but from a place of curiosity? What could I learn from this? What could this investment become? Just that shift from fear to curiosity, it literally opens up a universe of possibilities that were invisible before.
And you know what else this does? It completely changes how you handle things when they go wrong. Because, let's be real, they will. You're going to have setbacks. But instead of seeing it as this catastrophic failure, you just see it as feedback. It's not a personal attack, it's just data. It's information telling you, okay, that didn't work, let's try something else. It makes you so much more resilient. Because at the end of the day,
Abundance isn't really about a specific number in your bank account. It's deeper than that. It's the lens you look through. It's learning to see the world in a way that you spot opportunity and potential everywhere, in places you used to only see risk.
So we've talked about the mirror, the garden, and the horizon, mindset, habits, and vision. How do we pull it all together? Well, the real power, the secret sauce, isn't in any one of these things by itself. It's when they all converge, when they all start working together in perfect alignment.
Let's just break it down one more time. Your mindset, that shapes what you even think is possible. Your habits, that's the engine, doing the work every single day to build your reality. And your vision, that's the steering wheel. It makes sure all that energy is actually going somewhere you want to go.
So really, it all boils down to this simple framework. You use the mirror to see your beliefs. You use the garden to grow your habits. And you look to the horizon to guide your vision. See? Mirror, garden, horizon. Simple.
And that number 1 is there for a reason. Because it's all one thing. It's one continuous loop. It's not like you do step 1, then step 2, then you're done. No. You're always reflecting, always acting, always adjusting your vision. They're all feeding into each other all the time.
And really, if you take away just one thing, let it be this. Financial freedom is not about luck. It's not something reserved for a special few. It is the result, the natural outcome of deliberately, consciously aligning what you believe with what you do and where you're going.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. A wealth mindset isn't just something you learn about, it's something you do. It's a daily practice. So my question for you is, what will you choose to practice today? What's the one small thing you can do right now to get started?